perfect. Now, so far we know that we have strings, we have numbers, which could be integers or floats. There is another type of variable, which are called booleans. Booleans. And basically a boolean is true or false. As simple as that. Okay, so for example, variable is the code valid, or is my form valid, or you can create any kind of variable you want, but let's say valid equals true. That's it, true. That's a value. No quotes, it's not a string. True is not a string. True is a value, it's a boolean value. Or a variable, for example, done. I don't know. Is it finished? Is it done? False. So you can have those two values, true or false. Okay? And these are used for conditionals. We're gonna see conditionals later. Okay? For example, the variable compare equals to 15 is smaller than 18. Is 15 smaller than 18? Yes. That will return true. Is 15 greater than 18? No, that will return false. Okay? So a comparison returns a boolean. Is 15 equal to 18? No, they're not equal. It will return false. Is it not equal? Yeah, it's not equal. It will return true. So comparisons, they return booleans. Okay? And we're going to be using booleans a lot for conditionals. Okay? When we have an algorithm and we want to make sure, we want to check step by step. Is this like this? Is this like the other way? How I want things to be checked in on every single step of my algorithm, we use booleans for that. Okay? So, same thing. I can alert valid. True. Okay? Now remember, booleans are not strings. Booleans are they're written without quotes. Okay? For example, if done, then alert valid. Done, is it true or false? False. So therefore, it will not alert valid. Only if whatever is inside the parenthesis is true, if the conditional is true, then it will execute whatever is inside. Okay? We're going to study conditionals further better, but for now, it's just to understand how booleans they work. If done is false. Then alert will not be shown.
Is that how you can verify email?
Yeah, if email is valid, send the email. Yeah, for sure. That's it. I didn't have the alert, right? Now I'm gonna change the value of valid. Valid equals true. Sorry, done. Done equals true. Now if true, then alert. If done is true, alert true. Okay? Now remember how I told you that a comparison will return a boolean. Okay? Well, I can also say if done equals true. It's the same thing. This comparison will return the boolean true. Or just the variable itself is returning true or false. So I can either compare or just put the value. If the variable is a boolean, I don't need to make the comparison anymore because it's already a boolean. Okay, it's different than saying if 18. Well, 18 is not a boolean. 18 is an integer. But if 18 equal 18, right? Then yes, these will return true or false. In the case of done, done is already a boolean. I don't have to say if done equal true. Just by saying if done, that already returns a boolean. But this also works. So here it will not be executed because done is not true. Okay? And finally, any questions about booleans? I saw a hand. No? We're good? All right. Okay. And the last variable we're going to look into, and this is completely new for you guys, we haven't seen this before, is called arrays. And arrays are really cool. Array is a type of variable that can store many values inside. Okay? For example, I'm going to create a new variable, cars, and this variable cars will be an array. It's a new array. Okay? And arrays, they have positions. For example, I'm gonna draw it here very fast.
You have to say new.
Yes. Okay? Okay. Just a little explanation about the array. Arrays can store many values inside. The variable cars can store many different values. For example, cars on position that's with square brackets 0 equals to Volvo. Cars on position 1 equals to Audi. Cars in position 2 equals to, let's say, a Beamer, BMW. So on and so forth. Now, the array works like what I have here underneath. At position 0, I have Volvo.
Don't forget to close after the
Right? Position 0 has Volvo. Position 1 has Audi. Position 2 has BMW. Position 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, they're empty. They don't even exist. Okay? So, there is something called the length of the array. The length of the array is 3. I have 3 values inside, 1, 2, and 3. But the last position is position 2. Because I start at position 0. And I must keep that order. 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay? Another way of inserting things into an array is with the push method. And for that, I just have to say the name of the variable, cars, dot push, and I can insert more variables inside. For example, another Mercedes with Z, right? Cars dot push, I don't know, Ford. Okay?
So this will add after 3.
So this is in order. So 0, 1, 2 now Mercedes becomes 3, Ford becomes 4. Okay? Push will increment the position automatically. I don't have to go one by one, 0, 1, 2, 3. I just push it inside my array. Okay? Another way is when you declare the variable, I can have instead having Volvo, comma, Audi, comma, BMW. That's another way. I am inserting inside cars Volvo, Audi, BMW. Okay? So we have several ways of adding things into an array. Either one shot, all of them together by commas, separately by indicating the position, or with push. Now, yes, the advantage is that when you declare the first time, you can insert a bunch of variables at the beginning. After that, let's say that you inserted 17 at the beginning, but on your code, as you program it, there's no way for you to keep track of how many you have inserted before. So you don't know if the next one is 18 or 19. So since you don't know which one is coming next, you can use push. It will take care for it. It will take care for you. Okay? It will know exactly which is the next position. We just push to the next position. Now, this one is very specific. So it will allow me to change cars. There's something wrong. It will allow me to change cars on position 1. Only cars in position 1, which is Audi here, I'm going to change it into something else, into Mazda, whatever.
No.
So I can change the exact position now. I want to change Mazda, Audi for Mazda. So I can just insert it right there. Okay? So what we're gonna do, just to show you very fast, here we have our new array with Volvo, Audi, BMW, Mercedes, and Ford, and Audi was replaced by Mazda. I'm gonna put this one at the end. Right here. Okay? And I'm going to print them inside HTML. So document dot write cars position 0 plus a break. So what is my length now? How many I have? What's the length of my array? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And which is the last position I'm using of my array? 4, right? Because I start at 0. So the position is always length minus 1. okay, and length is equal to how many I have inside. So I'm gonna print cars 0, cars 1, 2, 3, and 4.
So we get cars.
Volvo, Mazda, BMW, Mercedes, and Ford. Yes?
Why did you put the plus after?
Where what, sorry?
Why put the plus after the division?
These, I am concatenating cars with a break. So I go to the next line. Now, huge mistake from my part. Look, I'm writing inside head. And I noticed because I saw that it's actually here. Bad for me, very bad.
Well, that's why it's easier to just do it on a separate sheet.
So, yeah, but now what's the problem? Here I'm able to print it inside, right? No problem. I'm going to inside the body, inside script, print it. Perfect, beautiful, it's there. I am able to do that inside an external sheet, of course. From here I am able to print inside the HTML. But I cannot write document.write here either. Where is this going to write it? In which part? How can I tell, okay, write this right after the H1, I want you to document.write cars. How is JavaScript going to know exactly where? You can specify it by creating an element. I'm going to create an element here, a division with ID
Basically like
print.
this weekend.
Exactly. Okay, I have a division with ID print. Right? Now I can go to my external file. I don't need this. And I can say document dot get element by ID print dot inner HTML equals to what I had is cars at position 0 plus a break plus position 1 plus position 2, 3, and 4. Yeah? I'm going to put this up here with the erase. Okay. So I'm saying document get element by ID print and insert all the cars. Great. Now what's the problem? The problem is that
They insert them all into one division.
that's okay. It will insert them onto that. Well, that's what I want. I want to put them all into one division. No problem. Okay, I'm not going to do this anymore here. Okay, the problem is that I'm going to try to insert into the element div, the division with ID print. All of this, even if I am at line 39, all of this is really happening at line 7 of my HTML. Because I am importing the source is functions.javascript. So all of this is happening at line 7. And at line 7, the division with ID print doesn't exist. It will not exist until line 40.
I just have to put in the value.
Oh, I have to wait for the document to load. I'm gonna save it now and let's see. Refresh. Nothing is there. I have an error instead. And the error says the ID that you gave is null. The ID print doesn't exist. Couldn't find it.
So declare the variable.
So what I have to do is to wait for the document to load. Wait for the DOM, the document object model, to be created. And that's when the window dot onload comes into play. So window.onload equals a function, and that little script there, oops, that little script there is the one that is going to wait for the whole HTML to be loaded, and once it is loaded, it's then going to interact with it by finding the element with ID print. So now it can insert it inside the division. Now it found my element print.
If you didn't put window on load before the function, the difference would be.
If I didn't put window on load before the function, I'm just creating a function. I could give it a name, function load this, but I have to execute my function, right? Load this as a function like this. If I just write a function load this,
It will be passive.
it's passive. I have to call it, I have to execute it, right? That's what window onload does. Window onload is the action. It's saying whenever the window is loaded, then equals execute this function.
Are there more than window functions?
Yes, there is document ready, there is window ready, there is window resize. When I resize my window, do something. When I move my mouse, do something. There is so many actions that you can look into and execute a function every time they happen, right? It's like in HTML when we have a button on click, do something. On submit, do something. On change. The same thing here is on load, execute the function. I don't have to give it a name because it's going to be executed right away. I don't have to name it. Yeah? It will be executed immediately as the window is loaded. Okay? Beautiful. So I'm going to save this.